Check our repair bays. Okay, let's get through to next maintain markers. Do I really want to wish the best of the day? No. Yes, I know which one this is. You were there. Be maintained by somebody competent. This guy. I like the graphics. I'll give him a picture. I don't know if he would be the commander or not, but I'll give him a picture when I can actually field the unit. So let's go ahead and advance the day. Armor, more ammo. That ammo may be useful. I think everybody except for Carl is healed. Or no, what's wrong with her? Why is she no longer being attended to? Yep, here we go, SRM6. How much did I get? 15 shots. Here, you're new, you do it. It's the way it works in the real world too. I don't like you, so you do it. Alright, and Saturday going to Sunday. Okay, maintenance checks just happened. Ooh, and this one got better. The rifleman got better. Okay, so let's get some details on what happened here. -4 for maintenance. 5 because he's elite. +2 in the field. Had a target number of 3. Rolled an 8. Yeah, so this is much better. It's maintenance, not rocket science. And there's still a chance even for this elite person to fail on some of this stuff. I think pretty much on all this stuff. He needs a target number 3. If he rolls a 2, he fails. So, and that's elite guy. The rest of these guys weren't elite. Good. Good. Going to Sunday. Spent time resting up. Performs maintenance on the Hermes. Successfully. And we are on Monday. Somebody healed. Why does she keep getting thrown out? I want her to be well and ready for like no mech, but oh, it's a permanent injury. She's permanent concussion. +1 piloting forever. Okay. Wow. So the girl that had like multiple blows to the head has no lasting effects, but she bumped her head once and oh, woe is me. Of course it was a stinger, so she probably bumped her head pretty hard. That's also why she keeps getting thrown out. Hi everybody, I just wanted to go ahead and intercede here a little bit. There's a little bit of confusion in the last video and this one about some of the rules. And I kind of wanted to go ahead and take this opportunity to also kind of show you going forward what rules we're going to be using. Now the rules here for the 2.25, I'm actually doing a little bit of a rewrite for my own personal use. I'm kind of iffy on if I can even share that. I mean, you'll obviously see it in the videos, but there's certain rules where I'm wanting to tweak things a little bit just for my own personal taste. You know, this is by and large a single player thing, which is more or less a mod, and I'm sitting here basically modding a mod. The only real difference is since I'm recording it, I'm kind of sharing it with you guys too. But I want to remain consistent. I want to explain why certain things I'm changing certain things. Now this isn't so much of a change as I'm just not entirely sure how the rule is supposed to work. You know, last video we spoke about market generation, and we had the 2 tanks and so forth. And the question came up, well, what weight class are these tanks even supposed to be? Well, I don't know. There are no rules for it. So going forward, what I'm going to do for aerospace, mechs, and vehicles is I'm going to roll on this, for example, open market. I will roll for each weight class and each type. So I'll roll for light mechs, medium mechs, heavy mechs, assault mechs, and I'll do the same for tanks, and I'll do the same for aero tanks. Then I'll move on to employer market. This will also give us a little bit more of a wider range of units we could actually try to purchase. Hopefully. It was pretty sparse that last video. Also, and I'm still trying to tweak in my head how I want this to work, but I'm wanting to give myself, basically let my logistics HR person make a roll to try to find specific things. Because there's certain things you'll never roll up on a random table. For example, anything doing with artillery, which I still need to look up on Megamek how to even use artillery in Megamek. But it's something I kind of want to get into. But you'll never roll them up in a rat table. Arrow 4. I don't think it's on any rat table. It might be, but there is that one catapult you might technically roll up. But for the most part, thumpers, long toms, and so forth, the vehicles I know for sure aren't ever going to be on the rat tables. So I'm wanting to have a method where I can specifically go out and choose, hey, I want to go find this, and then maybe by her margin of success, like let's say I'll give it some kind of a target number, and if she beats it, great. And then I'll do another roll and see what the price range will be. Maybe using similar rules to this price here. Maybe we started at a base of 1.5 times or 2 times or something like that. I'm still working on those rules, but that's one of the changes I'm going to be making going forward. So that's that. Now the other thing, there was confusion on the wounds, and she basically recovered from chronic traumatic encephalopathy, whereas we had one other mech warrior. Somehow her concussion ended up being a permanent injury. Now, I guess that could be. I actually no, it can't be. It made a little sense. Okay, maybe a concussion knocked something silly, and she now has this possibility. Anyway, at the time, I kind of rolled with it. That's not the way it's supposed to work. And same with this. This is not something that is supposed to ever be recovered from, ever. So I did some digging, and the option here for personnel, the advanced medical rules is bugged. It doesn't work right. However, I can still use them, and I'm going to still use them. And the way it works is this little sheet right here. This, if you go into the help files for the advanced medical rules, there's a link which I don't recall. It's right there in the Megamek or Mech HQ files. You could find it, but it brings up this page, which is basically a PDF that explains exactly how you were supposed to roll up wounds. And through the magic of Megamek GM mode, I can modify this stuff after the fact. So what I'm going to do is go back and I'm going to do this one proper, just for illustration purposes and how we're going to do this. Okay, first I need to edit the personnel log. Whoops. Here we are. I'm going to go to 2/16/34. This is when that happened. I'm going to edit the entry. I need to make this bigger. All right. And now I am going to go in here and actually roll up proper how this works. Now, one other thing I wanted to mention, this chronic traumatic encephalopathy, I don't like that as a random roll. That's a long-term thing that, I mean, not the injury itself. Obviously, it would be long-term and basically permanent, but I don't like it showing up after like one battle. That doesn't make any sense. However, there is some precedent for something very similar, which I'm going to actually rename this. Basically, damaged inner ear is what I'm going to call it. In a book, which I don't believe I'm bringing this up again. I mean, first time for you guys. Operation Excalibur. It's basically a second book in a trilogy, kind of during the FedCom Civil War. I can't remember the exact year, sometime in the late 3050s or maybe early 3060s. But it's book 2 of the Grey Death Legion. With Grayson Carlisle, or Carlisle Grayson. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. It's been a few months since I've read the book. I don't like the book. Is why I keep referencing it for different things. There's a couple of scenes in the book where I think would be great maps for MWO, and in this case, and spoilers if you've not read the first book, I think it's called Tactics of Duty. So whatever, if you want, this is like a 15-year-old book, but spoilers. I guess in that book, and then they're dealing with at the very beginning of Operation Excalibur, Grayson Carlisle gets injured, and the injury is a damaged inner ear, which basically means he can no longer use a neural helmet. He's otherwise perfectly functional, but he can't pilot a battle mech. And I think that is kind of what these rules are supposed to simulate, because it's supposed to be a +4 with a CTE. It's here somewhere. Yeah, the penalty, CTE a +4 to the piloting rule. So that's basically what we'll rename it. Small difference, but it's one that's a little bit more canon. It makes a little bit more sense to me. I don't know, the CTE thing seems kind of weird as a random integer you get into during a battle, a single battle. I could see it maybe long term where you got like a bunch of concussions, but we're not going to deal with that. But that's a minor thing. But she took 5 hits, and I know the date. This was February 16th. It's now March 4th. So 12 plus 4, 16 days have passed. Math is fun. So whatever we roll up here, I'm going to basically subtract, and if she ends up getting healed from it, so be it. But I am going to need my dice, which I forgot to actually go ahead and preload. Silly me. As soon as it loads up, there it is. Okay. I need to roll, and this is a weird thing where it has like a D200s. I'm not sure why, but we have dice for that. So basically, we find out step 1, how many hits? Well, we know it's 5. Now the doctor did successfully treat. I do remember that. Determine injury locations. Okay. The results indicate. So we're going to roll this 5 times. Okay. And you know what? Back. I need to bring up a sheet. All right, I'm back, and got my little notepad here. I'm just going to need to keep track of the different rolls. Matter of fact, let me scroll it down so I can see the whole thing. Das. Okay, it's a 1D200, right? Yeah, 1D200. 84 is left leg. Why is it down there? Whatever. It's down there because it wants to be. 148, left arm. Right arm. Head. And left arm. Alright. So now we know the locations. Now we roll for critical hits. Critical hit counts as 2 damage in the rolled location. Roll 2d6 plus the number of pilot hits. So it'll be 2d6 plus 5 for each hit. End result of 13 plus as a critical hit. Okay. And we roll for each location. Grab me a 2d6. Left leg, oh, let's go ahead and do the modifier. It's going to be a +5 modifier. Nope. Left arm, yes. Left arm, yes. Right arm, no. And head, yes. So that's going to count as 4 there and 2 at the head. Whoops. Alright. Determine injuries. Consult the damage table below. Then determine recovery. Okay, we'll come back up to recovery. First we need to determine the hits. We know the leg. It's a limb, 1 hit, cut, bruise, doesn't matter which. We'll call it a cut because of the nature of the injury. Now there's an at sound. I think the at just means we've rolled. Yeah, I guess we can go ahead and roll. It doesn't really matter. It's the same wound either way. Okay, it's a cut. Let's go ahead and write it down, I guess. A laceration. Actually, laceration's ahead. 4 to the left arm. Lost limb. Okay, right arm had a bruise. And head had 2 concussion. With 1 minor, standard length of recovery. Okay, so it's a minor. Apparently 3 is a severe, triple strength. So there's 2 different kinds of concussions. So these are the wounds she should have took. So let's go ahead and go back into here. And in the future, I'm going to do this off screen. I'll just show you the results of it. But I just want to show you the process here. Okay. See this, I can just change the arm. A cut on her left leg. Oops. I don't know why I always add in capitals. I think I just like the way capitals look at the beginning of the word. A concussion. I did it again. I don't know. I do that a lot. Oh well. And finally, lost left arm. Okay, done. It's changed. So now we actually need to do the actual injury, though, the recovery and so forth. So go back to this recovery time. Yeah, this is another thing down here. Special bonus. That one other girl, she has an iron woman, I guess. She actually gets a bonus to her injury coverage and reduces critical hits. Kind of cool. Although kind of pointless now, but in the future it'll be nice. So here we see the time that it takes to recover from a lot of this stuff. A cut and a bruise is 0 days, as opposed to the 14 in her 7 it kept rolling up. Oh my god, I'm just reading the rules here right quick, make sure there isn't any weirdness. So we know these are 0 days. 0, 0. Okay, concussion, normal time. 14. Automatically resets recovery time if you use her in battle. And what was the other one? Oh, and it also gives her the temporary. Well, but 14 days, we know that's been cleared by now. So we don't need to worry about the other. Now the limb lost, that's a little bit different. Limb lost, 28 days, and has a permanent effect. So gunnery +3 is going to be her permanent effect. Now there is a rule in here pertaining to this, but it's also 20 days, or is it more? Or 28 days, which minus 16 means she's got 12 days left to even recover from this. These are examples. I just want to look down here at the bandaging. I think this is something I'm just going to let the game handle, because as far as I can tell, it does it automatically for all that. So be it. Until I see evidence to the contrary. So okay, I got 12 days left on the limb. So let's go back into here. What we do is go in here, we can edit the injuries. Okay. She's got 12 days remaining. It's going to be the left arm. Missing. And we'll call it the at elbow. Why not? Number of hits, there's 4 hits there. Is per didn't extend the time. So 12 days remaining. She lost her left arm. It's missing. Lost limb at L. That's just fluff. That was 4 critical hits, so 4 hits right there. Is it permanent? Yes. Has the doctor worked on it? Yes. And so on and so forth. Done. Done. And there it is. 12 days left. Left arm at elbow. And she's done. And it automatically put in the +3 injury there. And once that's done, it's a permanent injury. So it'll say permanent and that +3 will still be there. Now what you can do is there's only 2 kinds of injuries that you cannot recover fully from. It's a permanent thing, but you can some permanent pinwheels can be removed and mitigated by receiving a replacement limb. Clans will basically regrow it genetically, and everybody else gets a prosthetic. Now it doesn't have prices here. I might look it up, but there's like different qualities and so forth. So with her, we might go ahead and buy her basically a new arm. It'll be a mechanical arm, which is kind of cool. But I'm assuming there'll probably be time to actually install and so forth like that. Those rules aren't spelled out here specifically, but I will figure something out, because I'm sure there's probably rules for replacement limbs and probably a mech warrior. But I wanted to go ahead and clarify that, because that was very strange that she she should not have that permanent injury. Doesn't really matter, but because we're not going to be using these guys much more, but I want to go ahead and make it right. Delete injury. Yeah, and it said number of hits 2, so that was just the normal concussion, the 14-day thing. A concussion. What did I put down for her? Yeah, A concussion. Okay, good. Yeah, and these were like 0. That would have been a 14-day. I think she did take 14 days to recover, but then the permanent thing was kind of weird. And honestly, the Iron Man would have actually made that that entire thing even shorter, and probably would have eliminated the crit if that was even a crit to begin with, because it was, because she had 3 hits as I recall, one hit, one here, one here, and then the concussion ended up being a critical, which was a 2. That very potentially could have even reduced that down to just a normal laceration. She would have been fine. Of course, she's still without a mech. But I want to go ahead and clarify that. I'll probably do some more clarifications, and I don't know, you don't want to call them tutorials. They're not really tutorials, but I want to explain how things are working so you know in the future.